Hello everybody, welcome back to Steve's Gear. Today I wanted to do just a little bit of my review on the Olight Baton 3. I've been using this light for quite a long time, probably I would say over 6 months. Now I don't use it every single day, sometimes I use a little bit more powerful light, but I normally always have this with me, and we'll kind of go over some of the reasons. Some days I do use this as my primary light. It gets me by just fine, but yeah, we'll go over a few of the reasons why I carry it pretty much every day. Now I have two of them here. We'll pretty much focus on this all black one for the review, but I just thought I'd show you guys this winter one. This one came in a mystery box a while back. It's part of their series they have where they have spring, summer, autumn, winter, and eternal. So this is the winter one. They're all titanium lights except for the eternal, which is copper. I'll give you a look at it if you've never seen it before. Beautiful light. I mean, it's a really nice looking one. A little fancier than something I would typically probably buy, but hey, it was a good mystery pack item, so I was happy with it. So this one I just pretty much keep in the case, keep it in decent condition. Maybe I'll carry it if I go out and do some fancy event or something. Yeah, we'll pretty much focus on this one. So first we'll go over the case. Now the case is a 3500 milliamp hour charger. You can kind of see a few specs there on the bottom if you want. It's got a few little nicks in it. I mean, I've dropped it. It's fairly durable. I drop everything for some reason. Now this is one of the big perks for me is because I travel with work. Typically I stay in a hotel room in a different town 1 night to 3 nights a week, just depending on the week. So it's great to bring this with me because I can just throw it in my backpack or in my bag. And I always have kind of like a backup light with its own power source. Sometimes I'm carrying an Olight on my other light. Sometimes it's a different brand. It just depends. So if I don't always have an Olight charging cable or I forget one, so the magnetic cable that goes to the bottom, it's great to be able to have a way to charge it at the end of the night or halfway during the day or whatever. And I can just slip it in there and charge it up. So that's one complaint I hear sometimes about Olight is people say, well, I don't want to carry a proprietary charger. I just don't want to. So this is kind of like the solution. If you only have 1 or 2 Olights, or maybe just this is the only one, this is kind of a way to get around from not having to carry one of those because this case charges off of USB-C. So a lot of people when they travel have USB-C. I mean, it's getting to be pretty common. So you probably have one with you. I just leave one of them plugged into one of those little cigarette light adapters in the work truck. And I just plug this case in every once in a while when I remember, charge it up. Half the time I don't even think about it, I just charge it up. So the case does have a built-in LED that will indicate when it's charging on it. So lit up in green, so the light is fully charged. So that's nice. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the case. You can even see right inside there that you get 3.7 charges out of the case. So that's pretty good. I've never actually tried it to see how many I get, but I just take their word for it. So yeah, this is the one just in the plain black finish. I'll kind of give you a look. It's a little bit dirty in some spots. I didn't clean it up or anything, but it's just a user. But yeah, small size. I didn't bring out any other lights to compare it to, but we'll just kind of compare it to like a Sharpie. Most people know what a Sharpie looks like. So, it is small. I would say maybe even a little less than half the size of a Sharpie. Not a whole lot bigger than a keychain light. So, we'll go over a few pros and cons. So for me, the pros, the size, that's a big one. A lot of times I wear them on hats. I clip the light on a hat because a lot of times I got to use my hands. So if you have a hat, shout out to the Steelhead boys. Yeah, you can just clip it right onto the hat. You can clip it underneath the hat if you want a little bit lower profile. Or if you don't want anything in your field of vision, you can just clip it on the top and wear it around. So obviously when you aim your head, it'll aim the light. So it works out pretty slick. Another way that I like to carry this is with an additional accessory, which is the Olight O-Link. So if you've never seen one of these, it's basically like a magnetic pad, swivels around freely, and then it has a little clip which you can clip it onto things. So This works out great. Clips onto the light. And the good thing about this light being so lightweight is this magnet is pretty darn strong. So it takes a pretty good amount of force to pull it off. If you roll it to the side, it comes off pretty easy, but a straight pull on it is pretty good. And a lot of times I wear like a work vest that has like a lanyard pull, or like a zipper pull, I mean. It's kind of a heavy duty one. A lot of times I just clip this right into the zipper pull, so it just hangs off my zipper. And when I need the light, I just pull it off, use it, and then I can just stick it right back on there. So the lights never came off. I never lost it or anything. So just an idea for you. This will work on pretty much all lights with the charging base. So not a bad little one to pick up as an accessory sometime. The other pro for me is the light output for the size. So this isn't going to be a far reacher. It's not going to, you're not going to reach out, 200 yards or anything with it, but works really good for lighting up a room. The work I do is all pretty much 10 to 15 feet away, not a far distance, but does pack a pretty good punch for the size. And then also it has a moonlight mode that I really like. So a lot of lights that I have like a 5 lumen, moonlight mode, or even a 1 lumen, but this one comes in at 0.5. So if you hold down that power button, first you get the moonlight on it. So this moonlight comes in only 0.5 lumens. So sometimes if it's really early in the morning and it's not quite all the way light out, I'll clip it on my hat and I'll be writing some notes in my field notes book or something, and I can be sitting inside the service vehicle and not draw a bunch of attention to myself with some super bright flashlight attached to my head. So I do like that 0.5 lumens, and you're going to get 20 days of runtime on that, so that's pretty good. And then if you run it into the regular low mode, you're going to get 12 lumens for 33 hours. Kick it up to medium mode, you're going to get 60 lumens for 7.5 hours. High mode, you're going to get 300 lumens for 95 minutes. And if you double tap the power button, you're going to get the turbo mode, which is 1200 lumens. You're going to get 1.5 minutes of runtime, and then it will ramp down to the 300 lumens for 75 minutes. So out of a light this small, 1200 lumens for 1.5 minutes, pretty darn good. I've never had a problem with any kind of like real heat or anything, so I think it works out great. But yeah, the biggest pros for me for this light are the size, clipping it on the hat, lightweight. If you're carrying like a Baton 3 Pro Max or something, you're going to definitely know it's on your hat. This, I forget about it after, a minute. So that's really good. Light output's pretty good for, realistic distances. You're not going to take it out and expect it to look all the way across the woods, but realistically, it's a bright light for, using it, in a little bit smaller spaces. Now for cons, I would say, for me, just having kind of fatter fingers and stuff, and in our area we get snow and rain and stuff. And if I am wearing like snow gloves, sometimes it's a little bit hard to manipulate the light just because of its size. Hitting the power button, a lot of times I'll be holding it and I'll realize that my glove is kind of covering the lens or something. So if that's something you use a lot, just something to take thought of when you're doing it. But other than that, I don't have a whole lot of cons for it. You just got to know its limitations. Obviously, this is for its size, but the charging case is also, I think, the biggest pro. You can get the light without the charging case, but I think for the money, it's worth the investment, especially if you travel and things like that. It's a great thing to throw in the car or the truck or whatever. You always have a backup light that can charge itself, so that's a great idea. The light itself, I didn't mention it, but it does have the power indicator on there, so it lights up green. So you can, when it gets red, you can just throw it in the charger, and then that'll, when that turns green, you're good to go, fully charged. So great thing to use. I just kind of wanted to throw a video out there with my experience with it. And you're going to get that I don't think I mentioned it, but you're going to get that IPX8 water rating on it too, so you can get it wet. If you drop it in the snow or you have it on your hat when it's raining, no big deal. I can't tell you how many times I've had it strapped to my hat when I'm out working in the rain. Never had an issue. So yeah, that's pretty much my review for that. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you have any of these limited edition ones, or even some different colored ones, let me know which one you have. But, they always have some cool colors coming out. So, yeah, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you guys later.